In this video tutorial, I will show you the simple way how you can stitch pumpkins using only stem stitch. So basically how I did it, I filled all those big areas for background using stem stitch, and I will show you how I did it. And then to blend colors like this and create a thread painting effect, I used only one strand of floss and made those teeny stitches to blend those two colors, so you can see like they look like a thread painting, but it actually wasn't fully thread painting. So it's pretty much simple, and you can do it too. Even if you are a beginner, you can try, and you will see the final result will really make you satisfied by your work. So let's start. Okay, so I'm gonna start from the curls and pumpkin tails. For curls, I'm gonna use this color. This is Gamma and this is DMC. So I'm stitching those curls first because I don't want them to be lost when I will fill all the background. You can do it after you stitch the main background on top of everything if you want. if you're sure that you will like you will be able to make them this way beautifully, because you will need like to stitch without any guidelines, because those lines, they are going to be like hidden under stitches if you will fill the ground first. So that's why I recommend you to stitch them first and then stitch background around them. So to make a whipped back stitch, I go under those stitches in one direction, and now I will make the tails for for all the pumpkins. This color I will use for background, and I will stitch it using satin stitch, and this color I will use for outlining, and I will use only one strand for outlining. Those are numbers for Gamma threads. For satin stitch, I will use 2 strands of this light brown color, and I'm gonna fill all this space using satin stitch. Okay, now I finished filling the background, and I'm switching to outlining. And I'm switching to the darker brown color. I need only one strand. You can also outline when you finish all the body for pumpkin, when you fill everything. I just want to show you how to how this tail should look like, so I will not back to it in the future parts. For outlining, you can use split stitch or stamp stitch, or just the back stitch. My favorite one is a split stitch and stamp stitch. I don't like the back stitch because it leaves a hole between the stitches and it's too visible. So I use a combination of split stitch and stamp stitch. I use them both depending on the place where I stitch. If I feel comfortable, I use a stamp stitch when the area is too curved, and so I use split stitch just like this. So currently I'm using split stitch only because the details are really teeny, and I want this line to be as perfect as I want, so I'm using just split stitch. That's it for this tail. I will stitch the tails for those two pumpkins, and I will back to you in a minute. Okay, so I already stitched all the tails and curls, so now we can stitch the pumpkin bodies. And for your comfortability, you can mark the areas for different colors which you can follow when you are going to be stitching. So you can do it right away when you are transferring your pattern, or you can do it just looking to the instructions and do it by hand. So this area is for the lightest part, and this is a medium color going to be. This section is going to be for two colors, darker one and a lighter one, so I can mark it here. And then I'm just going to be stitching using stamp stitch to fill all these parts. You can also use your any pencil. So first I'm going to be stitching a darker part. You can mark it this way so you can recognize it from all the rest. This is heating erasable pen, so it will disappear on heating, so I don't afraid that it will be visible. Anyway, it's going to be not visible because I will cover everything with my stitches. So now I can proceed with stitches, and I'm going to be using 4 colors. The lightest part is going to be this color. This is DMC and this is Gamma. And the darker one For this central section, I will use this color, and this is gamma. So I will start from the center, from the lightest part. I'm gonna use 2 strands. Okay, so I will also, you need to know about stitches direction. I will be doing following those directions. So this is for stitches direction. I will go from the center here and to the center here, and you can mark it for yourself, or you can just glance into the instructions. And I will start from the center, and I will continue on both sides. And when you use stem stitch as filling stitch, you need to make sure that you put your loop to the right side. Let's say I'm going down right now, and I hold my loop on the left side. When I will be going back, you will see now. Let me go to the end. So when I go from the top to down, I keep my loop on the left side. So, and when I will be going from the bottom to the top, I will keep my loop on the right side. So this way you will not create effect of like it's twisted or something like that. So all the stitches, as a result, all the stitches will be on the right direction. And you will be able also to fill all the gaps, if you will have some, just by making additional stitches. So I keep my loop on the left side right now, and I make this row really close to the previous one, so I this way, and now I'm gonna move down. Now I keep my loop on the left side. You just need to remember it and follow this rule. So as a result, you will create an effect like you stitched this area using long and short technique. It's hardly to recognize which stitch did you use when you did it. So as you can see, it's pretty much simple. Nothing complicated, you just make each row really close to the previous one to fill this area as much as possible. And here I can see that there is some gap, a little gap, so I will make additional stitches here and here, so everything will be covered. that, and I go back, and I'm gonna go to the top. Also, you don't need to make the edges for this area which you mark it for yourself with sharp edges. You need to randomly go like inside the other area, so it will create like thread painting effect when you will mix those two colors. So you're just feeling this moving to the top and back. I need to start a new thread. You can use split stitch as well. I never tried, but I guess it's going to be like similar effect. I know a lot of artists which use split stitch as filling stitch. Okay, so I'm done with this color, and now I can fill the rest of area using darker color, using this one. And I go inside my previous color a little bit to mix them, and I follow the same rule for the loop. I keep it on the left side when I go up, and on the right side when I go up, and on the left side when I go down. Also remember that pumpkin has rounded shape, so you need to follow the right stitches direction to make it look natural. So here you can do a little bit of long and short stitches if you are comfortable with, so I'm trying to fill in this space with just long and short stitches. So there is a little bit of long and short here. Okay, so I filled this part with a little bit the medium orange, and now I use light color. I use only one strand, and I will be making those teeny stitches around this section to blend those two colors. So it's like color injections that you need to add to blend. So I just go around this area and I add stitches like that. It's also important to remember that you need to follow the same stitches direction as you already have. Some stitches I make I go to the darker color and I go to the lighter part, and like I'm connecting them and extending this light color. to the darker one. Like that. And some stitches I do around it, like, so they're like floating around. Like that. I need one more strand because that one was a little bit short. So you probably got the point. This is not complicated. I don't go close to the this side. I like splitting this area to two sides, and I add those teeny stitches on this side when it's close to the lightest color, and I don't go close to this side because I would like it to make a darker, right? See? I probably will add some more stitches, and this is what I'm going to do with all the rest sections. I will show you the darker section here, so you will find the point also, so you will see how it works with a little bit darker colors, but the method is the same. I just fill big areas with stem stitch and mixing colors using one strand of floss with from the lightest part. In this section I used lightest thread. In this section I will be mixing darker color with a medium one. But you will see how it's gonna look like. I will record this part as well. Okay, so now I'm switching to this color. This is DMC and this is Gamma. And I'm going to be stitching the darker part. I decided to stitch this smaller part so I will be able to stitch it faster. So because I don't have enough this color right now, because I will be mixing with this color, and I will be stitching today as much as I can, and tomorrow I will buy some more strands, some more threads. I didn't even notice how fast they finished it because I have stitched one more pumpkin. So you probably don't need a lot of threads, but I just stitched two pumpkins designs and one skein of floss. It wasn't enough. So now I'm stitching darker shade, and we will also make outlining, but it's going to be made on top of everything when we already stitch all the pumpkin body, and it will add a lot of contrast, and pumpkin will look like a finished one. And don't forget that we are skipping those stitching on. We are not stitching on top of those curls. We are skipping them and stitching around, but really close. Okay, so now I'm switching to one strand of this dark shade, and I'm going to be blending dark color with this medium one. So this is how I did my color blending, and it's simple way, so you can try if you never tried. So this is can be your first first try in thread painting, let's say, but nobody will know that you use it just a simple stem stitch and just a little bit of random stitches here and to blend those two colors. I'm gonna go ahead and stitch all the rest sections of this pumpkin using this dark orange and the medium orange color only, so I'm just going to be like, this will create a shadow effect and make this pumpkin to be three-dimensional. And I will be back to you to make the outlining, so you will see the process of outlining. This is going to be the finish touch for this pumpkin. Okay, so I've just finished filling all the space here for the pumpkin body, and I'm switching to another color. This is DMC and this is Gamma color codes. This color I will use for outlining, and I'm using only one strand. For now it's going to be only one strand. I just want to see if it's going to be enough for outlining. So let's see. So one strand, and I'm gonna use a stem stitch for outlining. I go exactly between those colors, and you will see how many contrast it will give us, and it's going to look like a finished piece. Almost. We are going to be doing shading here as well. But let's see first how outlining looks like. I think that one strand is going to be enough. But if you like to add more contrast, and if you like to make this line more heavier, so you can use 2 strands. It's going to be like stronger. Let's compare with already finished piece, and I will see how I did it for this one. As you can see, I used 1 strand as well, and it's looked pretty much great. It looks great. Okay, so I'm close to the next pumpkin, and I'm not going to be doing outlining with this color here because there is going to be outlining from this pumpkin. So I'm skipping this part, and I can go back here or I can go here and continue it there, so you just do it your way. But you got the point. If you see that your stitches somewhere like gone under between between your previous stitches, so you can go back and add 1 more stitch to make your line more visible, something like that. 1 or more stitches. Just feel free to go back and fix that. Okay, we fix it. And I'm also trying to not pull my thread too tight, so it's not going to be hidden between previous stitches. It should be like laying on top of everything, so don't make it too tight. And for outlining outside border, I probably will switch to 2 strands, and I think it's going to be better than just one. And yeah, I definitely recommend you to do outlining outside of the pumpkin with two strands. It gives us a more heavier, like a shadow thing, like something like that. It looks really, really better than just one. Especially in places where there are two objects and I need to those pumpkin to look separately from this big leaf. So two strands is perfect. Okay, we are done with outlining and it already looks so juicy. And the last thing we need to add is those thread painting like we did here and here. So I will go and add some shading effects for all these rest sections, and I will make a time lapse for this as well. And also I will add some light shades here in addition to like make those sections look like they are on the front and there is like a little bit shine. And I also add some lighter orange here for those two sections. that's it. My pumpkin is done. So I hope my video was helpful and you was able to see what I do, what are the main steps, and I hope your pumpkin will look like such as beautiful as mine. And as you can see, all those teeny details gives you an effect of reality. So it looks like a real pumpkin, and it looks like a live pumpkin. So I hope my tutorial helped you to understand how to do the same. And I will go ahead and I will stitch those two pumpkins using the same method as I use it for this one. This is the biggest one and most complicated one, so I decided to film all the process which I do when creating this. So I hope you learned a lot from this, and looking forward to see your pumpkins. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys!